What's going on, Sagittarius? I hope you are doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading for April 2022. So in this reading, Sagittarius, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for the upcoming month. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming, and we're also going to close off with some advice from your spirit guides and angels and much more. So you are all definitely very welcome here in this space with me, Sagittarius, as we go through this reading. I appreciate you taking the time to check out the reading and drop by. If you feel that it resonates with you, don't forget to like and subscribe. I would also appreciate that a lot. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this for you, Sagittarius, and see what wants to come through. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for Sagittarius. I feel these cards did want to jump out here. Last one. Okay. All right. All right, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and jump into this reading for you. So your opportunity for the month of April is going to be the Four of Pentacles, and your challenge is going to be the Two of Pentacles here. So it could very well be dealing with some sort of money concern, some sort of physical concern. Where am I going to live? Who am I dependent on for money, whether this be a partner or a job, something according with that. But let's go ahead and move into your overall general energy, Sagittarius, for April. We have the World, we have the Knight of Wands, and we also have the Five of Swords here. So I do like this energy here. The World card is the first card coming out for April. Shows you that you're exiting a certain phase of your life and entering into a new one, right? The World card is a major arcana card having to do with the soul. So I sense that you're almost going to shift your lifeline here in your overall general energy, whether you want to or not. So it's almost like this energy that there's a whole bunch of new problems that you're dealing with, Sagittarius, because it's almost like you're no longer meant to be where you've been, okay? So we also have the Knight of Wands and the Five of Swords. Very strongly, I'm sensing the energy, if you're dealing with love here, Sagittarius, that you may be being called to disconnect from someone here who's very almost like chasing you, perhaps, like chasing your shadow. Because whenever you have the Five of Swords, right behind this Knight of Wands, there could be an energy of someone who's kind of like narcissistic that you're dealing with, who's almost kind of like chasing you, what you don't see coming, and you don't really know what to do with it here. So just be aware of that, okay? So we're gonna have to clarify to see what this is about, Sagittarius. So we move here to what you don't see coming, the Seven of Swords, King of Wands, Nine of Pentacles here. I don't know, Sagittarius, I feel like it's either you have to look, for those of you not really dealing with love, there's two stories here. For those of you that are single, I sense something where it's almost a month of reflection where you're really going to ask yourself, am I who I think I am? Like there's a lot of energy running you that could be a little bit like self-absorbed. For others of you though, I think there's someone here who you're dealing with who's kind of like a narcissist, and there's a lot of interesting things we're going to get into about that. But Spirit, I think, is calling you to kind of disconnect, because we're going to clarify all this, but we move down here to your advice, right? And it's the Star, the Four of Swords, and also the Page of Swords here. So the Star and the Four of Swords here, and the advice is like disconnecting from someone who's kind of pursuing you is going to be your healing thing. For others of you not dealing with love, it's almost like your ego may be telling you that you have a certain dream, that you're starting your challenges to admit yourself, maybe I don't really want this. Yeah, this is the challenge, whether you're in love or not, Sagittarius. It's like your ego may be telling you that you want something, and you're kind of starting to realize, do I want this person? Do I want this thing or not? Okay, mainly though, Sagittarius, I do feel there's it's almost like you have to go your own way. Okay, whether this is a lover, a friend, a job, it's almost like you're almost like more bought into someone's, like someone could be gaslighting you here. Before we get into it, for those of you, because I think a lot of you are dealing with narcissists, when it comes to narcissism, we think that narcissists are like, they love themselves, but really nothing further could be the truth. Narcissists never construct like a consistent, realistic sense of self. So in the backgrounds of these people that you may be dealing with, you find like abandonment or enmeshment, like all these traumas. The result is the narcissist has no sense of self to essentially like retreat to, no foundation of self-esteem, and they're completely dependent on the attention they receive from others to make them feel alive and worthy. So you could be dealing with someone who's kind of feeding on your energy without you knowing it, actually, Sagittarius. Whether this is a friend, a lover, a job, something is feeding on your energy. And it's important to realize what type of narcissist you may be dealing with, okay? Because I feel like it's like you're almost not recognizing it, okay? Like an extroverted narcissism, they function well, thrive, monopolize attention, kind of like dramatic, grandiose, they even kind of appear like pathetic as life goes on. Introverted narcissists retreat to the fantasy life, feel superior to others. They're socially awkward, yet radiate like kind of superiority. And this alienates people from them, and I think that's what's going on here. Now, it's very important, Sagittarius, because I really think there's two lines here, and I really think I'm going to step on some of your egos here if you're not dealing with a lover. I think some of you here, you may be thinking that you love yourself, but really it's actually narcissism, because self-love and narcissism could not be further polarities, like differences, but a lot of people think narcissism is self-love. So if you're single, Sagittarius, I think it's time to heal yourself and realize that loving yourself doesn't mean being a narcissist. Now, for others of you, I'm sorry, because I clearly know that you're not the one who is the narcissist here. You're dealing with a very clear narcissist that you're kind of just, you're letting them drain your energy, Sagittarius, is what I feel, to be honest with you. And you may be meant to be going independent. So there's almost a shift of independence. I don't care who you are, Sagittarius. It's like you thought April was going to go a certain way, and all of a sudden your like spirit comes in and says, whoa. Let's slow down. Let's enjoy our own energy, because until you're whole and complete within yourself, every relationship will be problematic. And the phase you're entering, you have to be very honest with yourself, Sagittarius. I'm telling you, there's two types of people that will be drawn to this reading based on the law of attraction. One is you're narcissistic and you're telling yourself you're self-loving. The second is you're dealing with a narcissist who believes they're self-loving, who is actually a narcissist. So, sorry if that is a little all over the place, but I have to share what Spirit is telling me. So, let's go ahead and move on. And self-awareness is very important, and I understand that sometimes it's difficult to look at yourself. So just look at this as kind of like a thought experiment, a little food for thought. I want you guys to treat the tarot, not that I'm casting spells here, but that I'm just, it's kind of like the cherry on top to your sundae. Your life is the sundae, tarot is the cherry on top to help you navigate through. Because yes, I am picking up on very real energies, but it's important to bend the truth for how it suits you, because there's no way that this reading could be the exact same meaning for all of you. I don't know why Spirit is telling me to say this, but someone needed to hear it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this reading, the clarification. Let's see why the Four of Pentacles is here, Sagittarius. Why is this here in your opportunity? Okay, downgrading, maybe like minimalizing your life. Because, yeah. Let me just shut up and pull the energy already. Okay. Yeah, so this is a clear message for those of you in dealing with this narcissist in love. It's time to pull your energy back. I'm getting this I'm getting it in what you don't see coming. I'm also getting it in the advice from spirit. Now we have it in your opportunity. Pull back from someone who you think you're questioning. Is this person love themselves, or are they really just a narcissist? Now this could also be a best friend. If you're not dealing with love, I sense a lot of you Sagittarius listening, this is a close friend, maybe someone from childhood who you really didn't realize that this person is kind of taking over your mind, and it's time to reclaim it. And now, for a lot of you, whoever this person is, whether it's a lover, narcissist you're disconnecting from, I do sense there's because it's a soulmate. This is someone who you're meant to still have endeavors with, but there's a lot of healing that needs to happen, or maybe just a break period, okay? So just be aware of that. Now, let's go ahead and clarify, why is the World card, Sagittarius, your overall general energy? Any more information on that for April? Okay, the World card is clarified by the Emperor here. So I do sense it's an end to someone like you being codependent on someone. I'm telling you, whether this is a friend or a lover here, Sagittarius, or just even like your own self here, it's an end to like, once again, this is a very clear message. Some of you may be thinking that you're a little more self-loving when really you're just kind of like seeking attention, approval from other people. Others of you, though, it's going to be the end of someone dominating you, someone treating you wrongly and you just putting up with it. I sense most of you here, by the way, are dealing with most likely the person narcissist. I just think a small percentage of you, Sagittarius, this may be a message for you that may be hard to hear if you are coming off as the narcissist yourself here. Okay, but that's definitely not for all of you, so I don't want you to think that. But for some of you, you'll know who you are if that is the case. It's the end to this whole dynamic of narcissism versus self-love, and being honest about that with yourself. Now, let's go ahead and clarify why this Knight of Wands is here in your overall general energy. I think this is an energy of maybe you guys have wanted to separate with someone for a long time, but you didn't know how to. Remember, this is what you don't see coming, so I'm not going to take those too many. Why is the Knight of Wands here? Okay, the Knight of Wands is clarified by the Death card. Yeah, so I think for a lot of you, this is death to immaturity in your life. Okay, the Knight of Wands, yes, it represents an energy that they've gone through some sort of training. So whether this be you acting kind of once again, like seeking approval from other people, like not really doing things for the right reasons, or this is someone in your reality that's embodying that, this is a death to that, okay? It's a clear disconnection from a narcissist. The disconnection from the narcissist is either going to be within your inner narcissist, yourself, because all of us, I don't want you to make an enemy out of yourself, by the way, Sagittarius, this is you, or another person, okay? Like, people have problems. It's important to not, like, shame them for being a narcissist, because everyone is just doing things because they think it will make them feel better. But no matter who you are, whether this be disconnecting from the inner narcissist who tells you you suck, you shouldn't bear where you be, you need to, like, treat people this way, or disconnecting from a narcissist in your reality, there's a death to that. And I think these energies are actually kind of combined. The Knight of Wands, the Five of Swords. There could be someone chasing you in love, Sagittarius, or you could be chasing someone, whether this be a friend or, like, that's not really, like, that's monopolizing your psyche. It's like there's a clearing, there's a healing, there's a disconnection. Whatever this disconnection is for you, Sagittarius, it has to be done. And I don't think a lot of you realized how much of your energy was being absorbed in this dynamic that we're discussing. Now let's go ahead and move and see why this Two of Pentacles is the challenge in April. Why is the Two of Pentacles in the challenge? Now this could represent balancing something, not really knowing what to do, but let's go ahead and see. Could also represent integration, but I sense kind of more so. Last one, why is it Two of Pentacles here for Sagittarius? Okay, the Two of Pentacles is clarified by the Four of Wands here. Okay, the Four of Wands. So yeah, this is probably this is some sort of soulmate here, where it's like you thought something was one way. Really, it's you're starting to question your values essentially and walk away from something here. Now, this could represent returning to the true self, okay? Because you see this, the Seven of Swords running away from this King of Wands. There's almost like there's this energy of not knowing where this is going to go. Just almost like I'm honestly picking up on confusion, you know, in your challenge. So if you feel confused, that's okay. It just means you're working through things. You're working things out. I think less is more actually for you here, Sagittarius. Like I think the feeling is like fear of like missing out. Like, does that make sense? It's a very strange energy coming through. Let's go ahead and move on to Seven of Swords. Why is the Seven of Swords here in what you don't see coming here? Okay, before I even clarify, you know what, I'm not just going to clarify it. Okay, yeah, Seven of Swords, what you don't see coming is clarified by the Three of Cups here. So this could be, you know, it's really important to know who you are in this situation. This is what I was going to say before, Sagittarius. There's either some sort of individual in your reality that you're running away from who could be a little bit greedy, who could treat you like shit, who could manipulate you, like the Nine of Pentacles, the King of Wands here. This could be a situation where someone controls your money, right? Because you have these money issues or like they have the power to give you money, but it's almost like you're going to walk away because they're not treating you right or it's just too risky. The others of you though, Sagittarius, it's like this is you walking away from your own kind of like say self-absorbed state. The Nine of Pentacles to the King of Wands is a very self-absorbed energy. And for a lot of you dealing with those kind of things where like you have to admit to yourself that maybe you've been living your life for external validation, kind of like that narcissistic seeking out external approval, not really having somewhere to retreat to. Those of you with that situation, you're going to be retreating to a much more innocent energy within yourself before it all kind of like built up around you. Does that make sense, Sagittarius? Okay, so you have to know who you are. You're either disconnecting from someone who treats you like shit, or you're looking within and you're saying, maybe I treat others and myself like shit just because of this conditioning. And we all have it, Sagittarius. Like, for those of you who feel triggered by this reading, I'm not here to call you out, you know, like self-awareness is very difficult, but I think if you're hearing it and you're still here, it was meant for you. So just be aware of that. I just want to also clarify the King of Wands because it's the centerpiece to your reading. It's either that you're dealing with overconfidence or you're dealing with an overconfident individual that you maybe need to disconnect from. Okay, sometimes this happens with the general readings where I get two different stories, so it's beneficial, but also a little bit more interesting. Yeah, so King of Wands, justice. Okay, justice. Okay, so this is karma. Okay, so if someone's been treating you poorly, it's time to restore that justice, you yourself, by walking away in whatever way that means to you, in whatever way you can. Moving to more an innocent energy, people who support you. Now, if also you are someone who's kind of been struggling with this theme of self-narcissism, and if you're even able to understand that, you're very advanced, then it's justice. It's moving to more of an innocent state. Less is more, kind of a minimalistic lifestyle, not forever, okay? Because you are Sagittarius, you know what you want, but it's like, it's an energy of like balancing yourself out, okay? Not being so self-absorbed, starting to focus your energy on other people rather than yourself, okay? So also like creating a core which you can love and cherish. The last thing I'm going to say about the people who are struggling with like kind of being on the narcissistic spectrum, true self-love is all about having a core you can love and cherish. You become the center of your attention. You're no longer completely dependent on attention and recognition from others. You have self-esteem, no matter what is going on the outside. So I hope that makes sense here. For others of you, you're disconnecting from someone who's kind of like that narcissist. But I really do sense that a lot of you are dealing with an introverted narcissist. You know, someone, like I said, who feels superior, like kind of like radiates superiority, but is awkward. So like, yeah, I hope this makes sense, Sagittarius. I know it does for a lot of you, but let's go ahead and move on here to the advice from your spirit guides for April. Let's see why the star Why is the star here for Sagittarius in April? Now, I say these are two different timelines, but for some of you, this very well could be both for you, so you have to know who you are, and just take everything I say as it resonates, as always. Why is the star here for Sagittarius in the advice from Spirit? Okay. Wow. Okay, the star is clarified by the King of Cups. So yeah, so whether this is you disconnecting from someone who is that King of Wands, fiery, narcissistic energy, or you yourself are moving into a more kind of like watery, self-reliant. King of Cups is more relaxed. It's someone who's not a narcissist. You know, the King of Cups is the opposite of a narcissist most of the time. So just be aware of that there's a shift in this energy. There is justice for you. So whatever you're dealing with here, Sagittarius, there's going to be a counterbalance. This could even be someone new coming in once you decide to remove this narcissist, okay? So Spirit's guiding you. There's something better out there, okay? Whoever's draining your energy, whether this be your own inner psyche, this is who you really are, kind of like a more integrated, mature version of yourself, or someone new that could be coming in, okay, to balance out the energy. This even could be a mentor, okay? Like the advice from Spirit, star to the King of Cups, could be seeking out a mentor. Obviously, I am a spiritual therapist doing what I do here as well, so it's even you listening to these readings is probably fulfilling this as well, but make sure you continue to do it as you, whether it be from me or someone else, like some sort of mentorship to help guide you through Sagittarius. But let's also clarify, why is the Four of Swords here? Advice. You know, the advice is star, Four of Swords, Page of Swords. It's all about retreating. You don't have to push forward. You have to retreat from something, okay? Or like really, for those of you struggling, if this is just you, Page of Swords, investigate your own awareness, investigate your own psyche. I'm sure there's going to be a few people in the comment section who are like, I'm not a narcissist. Well, it's like if you want to comment that, slip like Freudian, your first and last step to playing yourself like accordion. Okay. Why is the Four of Swords here? Last one. Okay, Nine of Swords is clarified by the Four of Swords here. So a lot of conflict in the message from Spirit. This is saying, like, go within and I think a lot of what's going on here, guys, is like what's happening is you guys are tired of playing a character that you're not really. So whether you're dealing with a narcissist who forces you to be someone you're not, or you've built up this character your whole life, you may be going through some sort of depression here. Some depression, right? King of Cups being willing to acknowledge your own sadness because your body is starting to tell you that the person that you're pretending to be just doesn't work anymore, or the person who you're dealing with, it's just not in resonance anymore. So you have to have courage to work with this energy this month, Sagittarius. But this was kind of a crazy reading, not my typical flow of energy that came through here. Kind of a call out for some of you. Also just a warning, you might want to disconnect for others of you. But if you enjoyed this reading, Sagittarius, feel free to book a personal reading with me. You can find the information on that in the description box underneath this video if this reading resonates with you. But either way, I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you enjoy your month of April and realize that whether you're dealing with a narcissist or you're struggling with it, myself, because I'll be the first to tell you that I've struggled with this as well. That's how I know about all this stuff, right? You need a core that you can love and cherish, where you are completely independent of the criticism and flattery of others. You are whole and complete just as you are. And if you need help with learning how to do that, also booking a reading with me, I'll be able to see what are you dealing with to make that happen. So either way, though, Sagittarius,